In his lifetime, Bob Ross produced around 30,000 paintings, but the whereabouts of his many pieces were unknown until a reporter for the New York Times recently found them locked in a storage room at Bob Ross Incorporated. But the company has absolutely no intention of selling them. Back in March, the Smithsonian acquired 4 of Ross's paintings and a selection of his personal items. But they have no plans to display them anytime soon. However, there is some good news. In September, the Franklin Park Arts Center in Virginia will exhibit 24 original Ross paintings created during the filming of the TV show. The exhibition, titled Happy Accidents, will be the largest collection of Ross paintings ever displayed. Let's turn to Sarah Strohl now to find out more about the recent rise in interest in Bob Ross paintings. Sarah is the executive assistant at Bob Ross Incorporated. Welcome to Showcase, Sarah. So, Bob Ross did a lot of paintings. We're talking thousands here, but they are so hard to reach, so that it turned into an internet sensation. Why is that?
I think when people get their own Bob Ross painting, they tend to hold on to it. We have over 1,000 paintings in this office that were done by Bob, but that's only a very small percentage of the number of paintings that he estimated himself to have painted. So they are out there. I think people just want to hold on to them. They really enjoy them, so they're quite hard to find.
And how many Bob Ross paintings are there? Do we know the exact number?
In an interview, Bob once estimated that he had painted upwards of 30,000 paintings. He really did paint every day, every chance that he got. So there are a lot out there.
And also on the Joy of Painting, he made 3 versions of each painting, right? And why was that? Can you please talk us through that process?
Absolutely. It's really interesting. He would do one kind of practice painting that would then set off beside the camera off where you can't see it. And he would reference that while painting the painting that he would do for the television show. And then there was a third painting that he would paint and take pictures of step by step. And that would be used for the instructional books that correspond with the television show.
And you, as in Bob Ross Incorporated, do not have any intention of selling these paintings, although there is a lot of demand. Why?
That's correct. The truth is, Bob's focus was always on getting people to paint their own paintings. And as Bob Ross Incorporated, we try to do as Bob would want to do, and we focus on people painting their own paintings. So the hope is that people will watch The Joy of Painting and not necessarily think, I want to own that. We want them to think, I want to paint that for myself.
And Sarah, tens of thousands of people learned painting through Bob Ross technique. So how can we tell an authentic painting from a fake one?
Well, right now there's actually only one person in the whole world who can authenticate a Bob Ross painting. Her name is Annette Kowalski, and she was Bob's friend and business partner. So I won't presume to be able to know everything like she does. She's able to look at a painting and know very quickly if it's a Bob Ross. But I know one of the big things is how effortless it seems. Bob knew how to do something in one stroke. He knew how to not overblend a painting. He didn't sit around and fuss with it and do a lot of little strokes and dabs. He would just do one stroke real quick and get something amazing in there. There would be a tree, there would be grass, there would be a rock. So that effortlessness is a real sign of a Bob Ross painting.
And is it true that there are no people in Bob Ross paintings?
From all of us here, happy painting.
Almost no people. There's actually 2 paintings that feature people in them. One is a campfire scene that has a cowboy figure that's just kind of a shadowy figure next to a campfire. And the other has 2 very small figures in the distance walking in a forest. And that's it out of so many paintings. He really wasn't interested in painting people. He wanted to paint landscapes.
And Sarah, as a last point, we talked about the rise in interest in Bob Ross paintings. Why do you think this is happening now? It's almost become a really cool thing to have a Bob Ross mug or Bob Ross socks. Why is that happening?
All right, Joy. Let's take a little
It's
break,
pretty
Sarah.
amazing, actually. Back in 2015, the streaming website Twitch did a week-long Bob Ross marathon, and it kind of reminded people how much they loved Bob, and people who either hadn't ever seen Bob Ross before got a chance to see them, or people who hadn't seen an episode for a very long time were reminded, like, hey, I actually really like this show. I want to watch more of it. And as the interest has risen, we've been very happy to supply people with Bob Ross products, like so that they can smile every day as they drink out of their Bob Ross mug or use their Bob Ross toaster. And it's something Bob wanted. He wanted to be a household name, so it's really exciting now to have him become that and have people have Bob incorporated into their everyday lives.
Well, he really is a household name. Thank you so much for coming on our program today, Sarah.
Thank you very much.